Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Friday morning, the 31st of October. Ooh, happy spooky day to everybody if you celebrate Halloween. And happy birthday to my mother. She was born on this day. I don't want to say quite fitting, but it is what it is. Okay, in this video we're going to go to South Australia and the case of little 4-year-old Gus Lamont. He has been missing for over a month now. And this case has taken on some twists and turns. The search is on, then the search is off, and then the search is on again. And as the Daily Mail report here, sad update in the search for little Gus Lamont. When I saw this headline, I thought, oh, they found him. But no, it's another search. So we're going to talk about the new search, but also I want to talk a little bit about the family. Because a reporter from the Daily Mail was confronted by Gus's grandmother, Josie, who was brandishing a shotgun. Very angry is Josie. So we'll talk about the search first, and then we'll get into what is going on with this family. Let's go. Before we get into the video, can I just ask, if you're not yet subscribed, please do so. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. With your help, I can still do it. I've got 2 months left. I can still do it. I don't know if I'll make it. But anyway, if you're not subscribed, please help me out. It's completely free. If you are subscribed and you still want to help me out, then the best way you can do that is to like the video. It helps with the algorithm. Leave a comment and share the video. Share it on your social media. Share it with people who you think might be interested. People who like true crime cases or missing persons cases. Then they could well like my channel. So those are the ways you can help. And then, once I reach my goal, whether it's by the end of the year or not, YouTube will send me a silver play button plaque for my wall. Okay, Gus Lamont, for those who haven't heard of this case before. 4 years old, he was playing outside of his grandparents' homestead in the middle of precisely nowhere. I mean, when we say places are remote, this is not hyperbolic in this case. It's about 40 kilometres south of the little tiny town of Yunta and is a sheep station. The chances of Gus being abducted by a stranger is practically impossible. The cops have said from day one that they believe that little Gus wandered off. Gus was outside playing in kind of a dirt pile, sand pile, while his grandmother Shannon was looking after Gus's baby brother, Ronnie. I think Ronnie's 1. Grandmother Josie and Gus and Ron's mother were out and about somewhere looking after the sheep. So they were working. Shannon is babysitting and Gus disappears. They've had a huge search effort. In Australia, don't do things by halves. When they search, they really search. So the search was on, then it was off, then they came back, and then they're back again. But to search a dam, they're going to dredge it completely. They're going to drain it. Today, it will have happened actually because Australia is ahead of me. So it'll be Friday evening in Australia. And I don't know how many days they're spending. As far as we know, they haven't found anything as of yet. So I'm going to read this article from the Daily Mail here. The search for Gus Lamont continues after a dam on his family's remote sheep station was drained with no trace of the 4-year-old. Gus Lamont was last seen playing in a mound of dirt near his grandparents' homestead on a sheep station 40 kilometres south of Yunta in eastern South Australia. So it was last seen around 5 p.m. on Saturday, September 27th. He was out there for about 30 minutes and he was just gone. This environment looks flat, but a lot of these kind of tufty bits are quite thick. So if Gus has wandered off and then died of exposure or something like that, he is going to be difficult to spot, especially if he's covered in the dirt. It's so dry out there, then it's going to be very, very difficult to spot. The renewed search of the dam is being undertaken to rule out the possibility that Gus may have drowned. So that's the, I guess, the latest theory. The dam, which is located about 600 metres from the homestead and about 4.5 metres deep, was previously searched by divers. Police explained draining the dam would allow for a comprehensive visual search of the waterway and its vegetation. The operation to drain the main dam and funnel the water into the southern dam started at 9:15 a.m. on Friday. A total of 3.2 million litres of water were pumped out of the dam at about 15,000 litres per minute. Grief. And when I said Australia don't do things by halves, I'm not kidding. Both the dam and the holding dam, including clearing of the weed beds, were searched, but police divers found no trace of the boy or anything of significance. Many locals were holding out hope that today would bring closure for the close-knit community who have been left devastated by the loss of one of their own. One resident who has lived in the town for almost 30 years told the Daily Mail locals were waiting with bated breath. You don't want him to be found like that, but at the same time, at least we'd know what happened. So there's the dam once it's been drained. This whole thing makes no sense. I honestly hope that if someone does have him, they're being kind to him. To be honest, the entire town and every farmer and neighbour told me he wasn't in the dam and they won't find him because he wasn't there. The little boy was last seen outside of his grandparents' home, as we know. So police stressed to date investigators have not uncovered any evidence of foul play. The family of Gus have continued to cooperate fully with police and are being supported by a victim contact officer. Further searches of the property will be considered in the future as Task Force Horizons investigations continue. I mean, can you see? It looks like you should be able to see him easily from the air, but it's so dusty. So the initial search involved specialist divers who checked water tanks and dams, infrared cameras, tracking dogs, ATVs and drones to locate the 4-year-old. Despite their best efforts, the only trace of Gus was a single footprint found about 500 metres from the homestead, which police have since cast doubt on. But that footprint could have come from any time, couldn't it? Gus was last seen wearing a grey, broad-brimmed hat, a blue long-sleeve shirt with a Minion picture from Despicable Me on the front, light grey pants and boots. South Australian Assistant Police Commissioner Ian Parrott said police believe Gus wandered off and was not taken, as the only people who travel on nearby roads are station owners. Everything that we've found to date, every piece of information and evidence we have explored to date indicates that, as best we know, Gus has wandered off from the property and we have not been able to locate him. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Okay, I want to now turn attention to the family. As I said, this is the grandparents' homestead. Gus and his little brother and his mother, Jessica, live there as well. But Gus and Ronnie's dad lives 2 hours drive away. This is him here, Joshua Lamont. And he hasn't been seen since Gus disappeared. Now, there's a lot of friction between Josh Lamont and the grandparents. Jessica and Josh are still in a relationship, but a long-distance one, I believe, because of this rift in the family. So I want to play a little bit here from one of the Daily Mail reporters who went to the house of Gus's dad this week.
It's a small cottage in Belleley North. This property is about 2 hours away from the homestead where little Gus Lamont was last seen. It's obviously a really sad, traumatic situation that's happened here. It's always hard to cover these kinds of stories. You know, as a mum myself, my heart really does go out to the family in these situations. I have travelled here today, deep into the South Australian outback, to speak to the Lamont family and hear their side of the story. However, here I am at the cottage that Joshua Lamont has been renovating, and Josh Lamont is nowhere to be found. I've spoken to members of the local community and the neighbours who tell me that Josh hasn't been back to the property since his young son went missing. The property remains basically abandoned, and now people think he may never return. Friends say they're completely baffled by what's happened and for the silence that's followed. Friends have told the Daily Mail that emotions are running high, that the rift between Josh and the Murrays has deepened, and that things have been said that cannot be unsaid. It's understood that it was the police, not family, who told Josh that his son was missing. They came here to the house where he was already asleep for the night, knocking on his door and waking him and delivering that absolutely devastating news. Gus's grandmother, Josie Murray, a fiercely private woman who transitioned many years ago, previously told the Daily Mail she didn't want outside help in the search. Meanwhile, Gus's mother, Jessica, and his baby brother Ronnie haven't been seen in the area since Gus disappeared. Locals say no one knows where they've gone. Friends have told the Daily Mail that Jessica is an extremely quiet and shy lady. She is highly intelligent and actually skipped the last year of high school to go to university early. She's a high achiever. By contrast, they say Josh is fiery, outspoken, and not the type to stay silent, which is why his disappearance is even more puzzling.
So Jessica and Ronnie haven't been seen since Gus disappeared, but neither has Josh. I assume that the cops know where they are. Are they all together? Have they gone off together to grieve? But things have been said that can't be unsaid, which could mean a lot of things, couldn't it? The same reporter went to the sheep station and tried to speak to Gus's grandparents, who haven't spoken out at all, apart from a comment by Josie saying, "We don't need your help, go away." And this reporter was confronted by Josie brandishing a shotgun.
The story firsthand. But what unfolded when I arrived was something I could never have expected.
Get out! Are you deaf?
Within minutes, I found myself staring down a shotgun.
Who are you?
Pardon?
Who are you?
I'm with the media.
Out! You are trespassing. Get out!
I'm so sorry.
Get out! Are you deaf?
Okay. I was leaving.
Get out!
I was leaving.
Shut your face and get out! We'll have the police on you because you've been warned not to come here. Get out!
I haven't been here
Get
before.
out!
I haven't been here before.
What are you deaf? Get out!
Well, don't mess with Josie. Dear me. I guess when they say tensions are running high, that's an understatement. Josie's wife, Shannon, did speak to them though. So it says, Josie's wife, Shannon, explained she had the situation under control. However, when Miss Bray appropriately identified herself, Josie appeared to become enraged and waved the gun around. "Get out, you're trespassing. Get out, she yelled. Are you deaf? Get out. Shut your face, get out." Dear me. Thought I was grumpy. The altercation happened hours before South Australian police announced the search for Gus would resume for a third time on Friday, as we've seen. So Josh, apparently according to a friend, has been banned from the homestead. There's a lot of emotions and things have been said that can't be taken back. Mr. Lamont's concerned mates have begun doing quiet welfare checks at his house, worried about his mental state. "We don't know where he is and are worried we are going to find him dead out there. He's angry and heartbroken. He will never recover until he knows what happened." Unlike the Murrays, those who know Mr. Lamont describe him as outspoken and fiery and not the type to stay silent. Things like this can affect people in different ways, but Josh speaks his mind and always has. So it's very out of character for him to stay silent. I'm really concerned about him. I hope that Jessica and Ronnie are with him and that he isn't out there dead somewhere. He's always falling out with people for running his mouth off, so that's what we do not get. Mr. Lamont, who has never lived permanently on the Murray's family farm, was renovating his property for the family to move into before Gus started school. I don't think he will ever return now. What's the point, you know? All those plans they had together. He still has Ronnie, though. He wants answers, he needs them, How can he move on? So South Australia Police, though, have continued to say there's no suspicious circumstances surrounding Gus's disappearance and that they believe he wandered off. Daily Mail does not suggest otherwise. Neither do I, but this is a highly intense situation in a family that already has a lot of struggles. It's rocked them and the local community to the core. And I just hope that Gus can be found, laid to rest. The family can pick up the pieces. And I do hope that Josh is okay. It's really sad. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts about this complex case. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.